no siempre corresponde con el primer borrador del guión.
And it's not always there from the very first draft of the script.
Suele ser en las sucesivas repeticiones.
It's once I repeat the various drafts that then the structure comes.
Cuando eliges la historia que quieres contar, el modo que quieres contar.
Once you decide which story is the one you want to tell and how it is that you want to tell it.
En el caso de Pain and Glory, la estructura llegó, no quiero parecer tacky, pero llegó con un movimiento que se parece mucho a la corriente del agua, de un modo natural y fluido.
Yeah, the structure for Pain and Glory, and I don't want to sound tacky, but it came sort of from the idea of flowing water.
If I sound tacky, it doesn't matter.
It came from the idea of flowing water.
So I start writing this sequence, the very first sequence, when he's under the water, where because of the gravity, he's in the best situation of the day, because there is not any muscle tension. And this is something that I used to do the summertime when I was before starting writing. And after doing it every day, then I asked someone to make a picture of me in that situation, because I thought, you know, I mean, in one hand, you just live your life. Very close to that, you think like a filmmaker. So immediately after being having this kind of pleasure, I thought, this is a good start. This is a good image for a movie. I wanted to be sure, and then I asked someone to take a picture of me down the water, and I found it interesting. So I started writing why he's like that, why the big scarf, and then, you know, the water drives me to another water, which is the river. And then immediately appears just the memory of my childhood when I was with my mother and the neighbors washing in the river. Immediately after, I took the same character in the same hotel that has the swimming pool. And then I was keeping on with this contemporary character and reflecting myself. And when I with the river, when I discovered that I could alternate my contemporary life with the memories of my childhood, that gave me immediately esta alternancia, me dio inmediatamente la clave para poder continuar escribiendo.
That back and forth then is really what gave me the key that allowed me to then continue writing.
Porque yo no quería hacer una película sobre alguien que se queja de los dolores que tiene.
Because I really didn't want to make a movie about someone who's just complaining about the pain that they're suffering.
Y quería sobre la soledad del personaje de Antonio, sobre su aislamiento, etc.
Nor did I want to write a movie about Antonio's character's solitude or his isolation.
Al aparecer de un modo natural, en mi infancia encontré que esa alternancia era la clave para la historia.
So when the connection, a very natural connection to the memories of my childhood came up, I realized that that would be the most natural way to tell the story.
Porque por un lado nos da mucha información acerca del niño que fue.
Because it gives us a lot of information about the boy he once was.
Y sobre todo me permite introducir la luz y el barroquismo de una infancia como la que él tuvo.
And it allows me to sort of introduce the light and the Baroque character of the infancy that he had.
Incluso para mí es muy importante al final, o sea, descubrir que estas memorias de su infancia en un determinado momento le salvan de la situación que está viviendo.
And it's very important for me, for example, to discover by the end that these memories that he's having actually come to save him from the moment that he's living.
Porque su dependencia no es de la heroína.
Because his addiction is not to heroin.
Su auténtica adicción es al hecho de hacer películas.
His actual addiction is to making films.
Y el mayor de los dolores que siente es la impresión de que físicamente no está preparado a volver a rodar nunca más.
And the biggest pain he's actually feeling is that sensation that he has that he's never going to be able to shoot again.
Por eso además en el hecho de tomar heroína hay un sutil elemento de suicidio.
So there's something in his taking heroin that there's an element of suicide, a wish for
Subtle.
suicide, a subtle.
O sea, cuando un hombre de 60 años empieza a tomar heroína, es consciente de que está corriendo un grave riesgo.
Yes, because when a man who's in his 60s decides he's going to take heroin, he's quite conscious of the fact that he's taking a risk.
Y a él no le importa.
And he doesn't care.
Y lo que salva al personaje es cuando llega a sus manos la acuarela, y con la acuarela llega el recuerdo de cómo fue hecha.
So what really saves him is when he receives the watercolor, and then when he receives the watercolor, he remembers how that watercolor was made.
Por primera vez en los últimos 4 años siente la necesidad rotunda de contar esa historia.
And so for the first time in 4 years, he feels the absolute need to tell that story.
Entonces inmediatamente cuando llega a su casa empieza a escribir febrilmente.
So when he returns home, he starts writing like a madman.
En ese momento él está salvado porque desea contar una historia.
And at that point, he has saved himself because he now desires to write a story.
Entonces esa pasión que hacía tiempo que no la sentía es lo que realmente salva al personaje.
And that passion, which he had not felt in many years, is really what saves the character.
Okay, I'm going to open it up in a minute. I'm just going to ask one question to both of you. As you mentioned, Antonio, the two of you have a working relationship that spans decades and many films. Although there was a period of, I think, maybe 20 years where you were not working together. I'm wondering if you can just compare the working relationship on this film versus, when you first started working together. How has your working relationship changed?
They have changed during all these years. And especially I think he has changed in 2 different periods. When I re-encountered with Pedro as a director-actor, because we have been friends for all of these years, but it was in the Esquina 11. It was 9 years ago. And I arrived to the project after 22 years without working together, trying to show him that actually I learned a lot. In all of those years, that I just got a new way to just act, that I got more experience in front of the camera, that I was more self-assured in front of it. There's a number of things, and I put them on the table, and I said, this is what I am now. And so after a week of rehearsals, he he said to me, Antonio, all of those things that you're bringing with you now, I cannot use them, really. And so he made a very interesting question that has been floating in my mind for 9 years. He says, where are you? And so at that time, you can take, that thing and you can react against that thing in many different ways. But at that time I said, oh, why so hard, I mean, I have my experience, I'm gonna just put it there. I have this idea of what the character should be. And my idea and his ideas didn't coincide all the time. So we shoot the movie. There was a certain tension by the time that we were shooting the movie. It never was dramatic because we are friends, among other things, Something happened, when I saw the movie with an audience for the first time. It was in the Toronto Film Festival. And I was watching the movie and I was thinking, oh my God, how he managed to actually take a character from the inside of me that I didn't even know I had. And then I started a process of being humble and thinking I have to actually open my ears and my eyes and my soul to people that I trust. And I do trust him. I don't feel only love for Pedro, which is what I do. I feel love because he's my friend, but I admire him and I respect him. And I was thinking, am I going to have another opportunity in my life to actually, start the process of making a movie with him in a completely different way? And that came 9 years after. So when I received Pain and Glory, I saw that opportunity. And in the middle of those 9 years, a lot of things happened. And I had a heart attack 2.5 years ago that actually positioned me in a completely different way, in a way that because I am, as an artist, as I am as a person. And that thing brought to me a way to look at life in a different way. I saw death very close, and the important things really came to the surface, and all those things that I thought they were important, but they weren't, they just sunk. They went to hell. And he detected that. As soon as we were at the rehearsal time, he said, I don't know how to describe this thing that happened to you after your cardiac event, but it's something that I would like to use for your character, so don't hide it. Don't try just to overcome yourself and just present yourself as the Antonio Banderas that everybody knows, more athletic and more that. No, this is good. This is good, use it. And I started using it, and I started going from the scratch. I didn't want to use all the tools that I have been using for acting in the last 10, 15 years. I was just trying to descend with two different questions, very clear questions, very simple ones. What do you want to tell? What is the story that you want to tell, and why you call me to do it? And from the beginning, we start solving these two questions, and we created a character that actually was different to anything that I have done before in my life. It has to do with another space, another universe of my acting career that I didn't know. It was very frightening for moments because I was not allowed to use my tricks. I was just searching in some other fields, and but at the end, we both got in the mud together. And that is the space where we could create something that is worth while, for both of us. So it has been probably the most interesting work of my life, and I opened my eyes really for the future in a completely different way, sometimes a heart attack is one of the best things that can happen in your life.